G'day guys. Christian Haitian, the developer of the original ArkOS that the R36S community build is based on, has officially discontinued ArkOS in favor of the new dArkOS. I have been using this initial build of dArkOS on my R36S and R36H as my daily driver for exactly 1 week now, and here's what I found. Things have started to break. I've put around an hour or two into Conkers Bad Fur Day N64 and had just beaten the Terminator, which is the mechanical pile of hay. I then created a save state as usual, safely quit out of the game using start and select, and then safely shut down the system using the main menu. Unfortunately, when I went to load it back up, I found the save state had been corrupted, and now just locks up the entire R36S when trying to load it. Thankfully, the in-game save does still work, so I haven't lost too much progress. We'll load my save just so you can see where I'm at. For some reason, the FPS counter on the screen has broken. You can see it's running almost perfectly, but it says we're only running at 13 frames a second. That is absolutely not correct. The FPS counter did break when I tried to fast forward the opening cutscene. This game was running at an almost smooth 60 frames a second. If I try and load the state, so select and L1, you can see it stops at around 87% and it does completely lock up the system. Start and select doesn't work, none of the hotkeys work, it is completely frozen. Apparently, corrupted save states do happen quite a lot in ArkOS as well, but this is just my first time personally experiencing it on a high quality SD card. I will have to reset the handheld. Apart from the corrupted save state, I will say Conker had minimal issues outside of that annoying box in the top left of the screen, and I would still say it's fully playable. There were the occasional slowdowns, but nothing major, and at no point did I think the slowdowns ruined the experience. It ran pretty close to 55 to 60 frames a second the entire game, outside of cutscenes, which did surprisingly lag. The next issue we had was that PS1 is now completely broken. No matter which game I try, all of these were working by the way previously. If I do Crash Bandicoot 2, which I have made a video on previously, fades to black, shows an ArkOS logo, another ArkOS logo, and then back to the PlayStation Game Select screen. I have no idea what actually caused PlayStation to break, but changing the core doesn't work. If we go to emulator settings, go down to PlayStation, absolutely none of these cores work. Although RetroArch 32 didn't work out of the box anyway. I did write dArkOS to a fresh SD card once again, and I've had no issues with PlayStation yet on this new SD card. Having said that, this new SD card I wrote it to does occasionally fail to boot. Again, I have no idea what causes it, and simply resetting the handheld once more does seem to fix it. Someone else had this exact same issue from day one, so it seems it might have something to do with certain SD cards, potentially a speed issue. Another thing I've discovered, although not exactly an issue, but it is something worth noting, is that NDS stores all of its data inside the Linux partition, and not on the EasyROMs partition like with ArkOS. So if you wanted to copy your ArkOS NDS saves over to the new dArkOS, you will have to manually copy them over to the correct location on the device itself using File Manager. I have made a rough written guide over on Reddit, which I'll link down in the description below if you were wanting to try this yourself. It's not very hard to do, it is just an extra step. Apart from that though, and the fact that NDS doesn't work out of the box without doing an over-the-air system update on the handheld itself, NDS seemed to work pretty much perfectly. If you haven't seen my last video where we compare boot and load times side by side with ArkOS, dArkOS does seem to be either slower or about the same in every aspect except with harder to run systems. In my tests, dArkOS took around an extra 4 seconds to boot compared to ArkOS. Lower end systems like NES took around the same time to load games on either, but dArkOS did seem to load N64 games very slightly faster. Not a major amount, but it's definitely worth noting. With the slow boot times combined with the random system instability, I wouldn't recommend you use this new dArkOS initial build on your R36S as your daily driver just yet, although it might be worth keeping a spare SD card with it installed just for harder to run games, especially N64. It looks like Aeolus UX might officially be porting this over to the R36S fairly soon, along with a few additions, and although it hasn't officially been confirmed just yet, it will be interesting to see how this new build compares to ArkOS. I think that'll do it for today. If you have any questions or comments, let me know down below. Otherwise, thanks for watching.